Good morning. Today we're going to do, I promise you we'll do something a little bit more relaxing today. So we're going to do a yin practice. And in honour of that, instead of making the breathing really heat us and generate heat, we're going to, during the breath holds, really meditate and go inside and be present and really focus on the sensations in the body. And we're going to take that idea then into the yin practice, so we can really focus and lean into the sensations, and as we breathe, relax more into the posture. And some of them are going to be a bit trickier than ones we've done before. There's a few new ones, so let me know how you get on and what you think, whether you liked it, and if you like the video, obviously like it, and if you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be ace. Okay, so make yourselves really comfortable. You can either do this on your bed or on your sofa or along the mat, but like I have today, I've gone and got another blanket and a cushion to really relax into the process. Plus my house is still very cold as it's very snowy outside. Round one, we're going to do 35 big belly breaths. So the belly, the chest, the head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Keep going. 35 big breaths, and this first round we're going to do a 1.5 minute breath hold. I was photobombed excessively today by either a dog or one of the small 3 children. So you just have to bear with me, I'm afraid. So we're breathing in and out. Circular breaths. Into the belly, the chest, the head, and then letting go. And remember, it doesn't matter if you breathe in through your nose or your mouth. Just get in as much air as you can and then passively release it. In and out. 10 more. Doing really well. Keep going. Really force that diaphragm down. Really push down. Open out the lungs as much as you can. And take that extra sip into the head. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And release. Breath out, breath hold. Close down the eyes, get yourself comfy, and just settle down for 1.5 minutes breath hold. If you do need to take your breath before, that's fine. Take your recovery breath and rejoin the breathing, and I will cue you up at 10 seconds to go each time if you want to hold your breath for longer. Just make it work for you and relax. Really relax into the mat, into the surface below you, absolutely letting go of all tension and stress and anything you're holding on to in the body that isn't serving you. Just let it go now. Enjoy those sensations as the oxygen gradually integrates into the cells. Got 10 seconds left if you want to pause the video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Recovery breath in and hold it. Hold this breath and push up through the perineum, the root lock, the stomach lock, the throat lock, forcing the air into the head. Not over stressing, not over taxing here. We're taking this gently today. Just a mild pressure, pushing the air upwards. And release. Well done. Let's move on to round 2. We're going to do 40 big belly breaths. Do slightly more breaths than we usually would for this breath hold, because I really want you to lean into the sensations and really experience all the different sensations that are going to occur in your body during the process. Which, when you just take those extra few, really makes a big difference. Keep going, breathing in and out, in and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. You're doing so well, keep going. Putting our bodies into hormetic stress by hyperventilating. So we've got more oxygen than we need and less carbon dioxide than we need. So we need more carbon dioxide, and that's creating this hormetic stress. It's like the controlled version of fight or flight. Keep going, you're doing super well. 10 more. Breathing in and out, in and out. 5 more. Make these big ones now. Breathe in relaxation, let go of stress, breathe in, let it go. 2-minute breath out, breath hold. Focus, close down the eyes. Seep like ice cream melting in the sun into your mat. Literally as though you are made from liquid and you are melting into the surface below. Just relax and focus your intentions on the sensations in the body. What can you feel? What can you sense? What temperature does your skin feel? Is it hotter or colder? Can you see lights behind the eyes, noises in the ears? What can you feel and sense? Do you feel lighter or heavier? Really experience and lean into the sensations. You're doing really well. "20 seconds left, well done." Just take these last few seconds, 10 to go if you want to pause the video. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, big breath in and hold it and push the air upwards, but let's not force it too hard today. We're trying to make this a relaxing process. So still tensing the muscles and pushing that air into the head, but we're not forcing anything. And release, well done. 3rd and final round, breathing in and out. 50 breaths this time. We're really trying to increase the amount of sensations that you're feeling during the breathing process today. Keep going. Doing so well. Breathing in and out. In and out. Keep going. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. Belly, chest, head. Let it go. Really work on getting that extra sip of air into the head, because that can make a huge difference to how you experience the breathing. Such an unusual way to breathe. We rarely breathe this deep or fully. So it does take practice to get used to it. It doesn't come overnight, so just keep going with it. And find your rhythm. Find a way of doing this that suits you. You're doing so well, keep going. I've got 10 more on this round. Breathing in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. 5 more. These are the last ones on this practice today, so make them big. 2 more. Last one, big breath in, release the air, and let's take 2.5 minutes, breath out, breath hold, and really go inside. Really focus now and experience each and every area of the body containing sensations from this process. Really find your peace. Just when you feel thoughts about what you need to do for the day or anything that may create lack of awareness or losing your awareness of the sensations, just acknowledge those thoughts and then let them go. If you don't acknowledge thoughts and you try to resist them, resistance is more likely to put attention onto things than anything. So don't resist, just observe and let them go. When I have thoughts come up that distract me from meditation, I observe them, I instruct them that I will deal with them later, and then I push them out of my mind. And I find that helps me then refocus. It's a very quick process. It's just one way of handling any mind distractions, which is very common. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Again, we're holding it and pushing the air upwards, but we're not really forcing it today. We're trying to make this a beautiful, relaxing process. And calm and serenity. Bringing that yin energy to the breathing. Release that breath. Bringing the yin energy into the practice of breathing as well as the yoga. Just take slow breaths in and out through the nose now, returning to your natural rhythm of breathing. We will be consciously breathing throughout this process, but it will all be nasal breathing in and out through the nose. You're doing really well. Okay, just bring the knees into the chest, rock from side to side, just find some movement along that spine. After lying there still for a while, just hold on to the elbows, rock from side to side with the knees into the chest, compress those hips. And then rock into sitting, and we're going to start with our first yin posture. We'll be holding everything for 2 minutes, and if we hold it on both sides, then it will be 1 minute each side. So our first yin posture is child's pose. You can do this with knees together or knees wide, toes to touch, arms outstretched, and extended child's pose. Let your forehead just gently placed on the mat with no pressure across those shoulders. So we're having a gentle opening in the shoulders, but it's nothing forced. And the arms are outstretched, but they're not forced. So there's a gentle bend in the elbow. The hips are compressed and the bottom sat onto the heels. And if you're struggling to get your heels onto your bottom to your heels, you can put a cushion or a rolled up mat or blanket between your bum and your feet. We want this to be relaxing, and as you take each breath, fold more into the pose. Relax more into the pose. Really want this to be a relaxing yet purposeful stretch and mindful yin practice. That focus we had during the breathing, where we were just there in the present moment, we're looking for that awareness now in this yin practice. So really concentrate on the sensations in the muscles and the as we're stretching some and constricting others and constricting blood flow in some areas. Just enjoy it and witness the body's reaction. Okay, we're taking twisted deer now. So bring the legs out to the right hand side of the mat as though you're about to hurdle. And then with a twist in the body, we're taking the elbows into a sphinx position on the mat with the elbows underneath the shoulders. So there's a twist in the torso, even weight through those elbows, and we're getting compression in the left thigh and an opening in the right hip. Twisted deer, and just breathe. Keeping the back in a nice Tadasana straight line. Head and neck in line. These moves where we hold it on one side and then the other, we'll be holding for 1 minute each side. Okay, let's take it to the side. So we'll bring our legs over to the left hand side of our mat, almost like a runner's hurdle. Elbows come underneath the shoulders, flat on the mat, the forearms. Again, the back's in a nice line, head and shoulders in line. Even weight for the elbows. So the twist is in the body, compression in the right hip and a stretch in the left. Okay, now we're going to take shoelace pose. So we're going to stack the knees on top of each other. So the right knee is going to come underneath to start with, and the left knee is stacking over the right. Take your feet out to the side, and I want you to make sure you're sat on both sitting bones. The hands are going to come into prayer position behind the back. So we're opening out the shoulders. Keep the neck in a nice straight line. You're sitting up through the sitting bones, knitting in the ribs, pulling up through the body. The work is really here in the hips. It's a very strong hip stretch. It's quite an unusual part of the body to stretch, but it is also one of the areas that if we don't stretch can cause our hips to come out of alignment and can cause lower back pain. So this is a very, very beautiful counter pose for any issues or overworking in the hips. Particularly good for athletes and people who lift weights and put a lot of tightness and pressure into this area and then don't have time to stretch it out. We'll be doing a minute each side. Okay, so change the cross of your legs. So this time the left knee is going to come underneath and the right knee is going to stack on top. Take your feet out to the side slightly to make sure that you're sitting down to those sitting bones. Hands at prayer pose at the back of at the back. If you can't take the prayer pose, you can just take hold of your elbows or take a strap. It is a little bit uncomfortable, but you do get used to it. So go to where you can. And then sit up tall through the body, close down the eyes, and really focus on those sensations in the hips because it is quite a strong pose. It can be a little bit uncomfortable, shoelace pose. So really breathe in to where you're feeling the stretch. Okay, well done. Give everything a little bit of a shake out. Shake out the hands and shake out the legs just to get the blood flow back. It's almost like a yo-yo effect of where we constrict and contract. Okay, I want you to take a downward dog now. We're going to hold it for 2 minutes. So find the position and we'll find stillness. We're not going to walk out the dog. I want you, if you can, to bring your heels to the floor, and if you can't do that, then you can roll up a mat or a cushion and put it underneath the heels. Make sure the fingers are spread evenly so the weight isn't just through the heel of the hand. Push up through the arms into the shoulders so we're not collapsing into the shoulders. There's no weight in the head. The shoulders and heart are open. It's a slight back bend. The heels are turned out slightly, so you can't see them between the feet. The feet are hips width apart, and the toes are slightly turned in, just slightly. Remember, there's no weight in that head. So there's no tension at all in the upper body, just the arms working to push up from the floor. Even weight through each 4 limbs. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. Remember never to hold your breath in this yin practice. It's really important to keep breathing. And the more you feel any tension or the muscles start to pull, then breathe into them more. If you do have sharp pain or stabby pain or like an electric-y needle pain, just ease off a little bit and then just begin to get back into it again. We don't want to have those sharp pains ideally, so just ease off if you feel it's too much. We're working the legs towards straight and the heels towards the floor, but as usual, as ever, if you can't do that, it's fine. A bend in the knees is fine, and the heels not on the floor is fine. Don't judge yourself and don't compare yourself. Just go to where you can. Excellent. Come out of that dog. We're going to do a slightly unusual one now. It's a variation on a tortoise. This is a sort of easier version of it. So we're going to take the arms underneath the knees, bring the knees into a diamond shape. So whereas the cobbler's pose, we bring the heels towards the groin, we're taking them slightly wider, so we're creating a diamond shape from our groin to our feet. Heels and soles together, and take those arms underneath the knees. It can feel a little bit uncomfortable. We're not collapsing in the back. Keep a nice straight line in the back and just fold forward to where you feel you're able to. Just keeping a little bit of pressure on the arms by the knees. Readjust as and when you need to, and just keep breathing. It is a little bit unusual. We've not done this one before, so just go to where you can. Gradually we want to come to flat on the floor, but this is a variation that hopefully you will find achievable, which is why we've chosen this one today. Really going to help with the flexibility in the groins, across the glutes, the lower back, the upper back. Stretch across the shoulders. The twist in the legs is really building flexibility. It's a great pose. Just enjoy and breathe into the sensations. Keep breathing. In and out through the nose, really sending the breath to where the work is happening. Okay, come out of that, have a little shake if you need to, just give the legs a little wiggle, get the blood flow back, and the arms. Really important to sort of counteract some of these poses. They're quite strong, especially that one. And now I want you to roll back onto your back, and we're going to come into a plough. So we're as though you're going to go into a shoulder stand, but we take the feet all the way over the head. Bring the arms out to balance you, and to just find a more comfortable pose. If you can bring your feet to the floor, your toes to the floor, that's great. If you don't want to keep your legs straight because it's a strong pose, you can bend your knees here and bring them down by your ears. So do whichever version suits you. Or if this is too much, you can stay in a shoulder stand with the hands into the lower back to support you. Or if that's too much, you can just do feet up against the wall, so you're still getting an inversion. This is an amazing stretch in the entire back body. There's nothing quite like it. You're opening the shoulders, and the entire back body is being stretched from your heels to the top of your head. It's really quite great. And the compression you're having in the front body and the inversion is also a really beneficial for health and digestion, for building energy, mental clarity. There's a lot going on. Really enjoy it. Okay, start to roll out then. Just take hold of the knees here. Just rock them from side to side. It's a strong pose. We just counteract it a little bit by having a twist and side to side movement, rolling from side to side on the back. Well done. That isn't easy. It's one of the worst ones, and we've got that out of the way. Okay, let's take a low squat here, Malasana or garland pose. If you can't get your heels to the floor in this squat pose, which I really would like you to do, then you can take a rolled up blanket or a cushion and put them under the heels, because if you stay on your toes, you're going to have the weight in a slightly wrong position. So I want the weight in the heels, and I want you to try and sit up as much as you can through the spine so the back is straight. Bring the hands into the sternum and use the elbows to open out those legs more. So we're really getting a good groin stretch, a glute stretch, opening out those thighs, a bit of compression into the backs of the legs. There's a lot going on again. And using that force to open the knees, but also this is a good shoulder strengthener. Pulling up through the core, knitting in the ribs to sit up straight. And keep the eyes closed and keep breathing into the work. Wherever you're feeling it, send the breath. You're doing so well. Really getting some constriction now. There'll be some constriction to the blood flow, and that yo-yoing between constricting and then allowing the flow sends beautifully healthy oxygenated blood to all of the areas in the body that we're working. Okay, again, you give your legs a little shake as you come out of that, just to counteract. Then we're going to go and do one of my favourites. And we're going to bring the arms to goalpost or T, the feet to 90 degrees, and then rock them over to the left, gazing over the right shoulder with our passive, gentle twist. My favourite. Really working into that lateral side of the body, detoxifying and working the smooth internal muscle of the digestive system. Not to mention a really good workout for the entire back and front body. And then bring them over to the other side. So arms stay at goalpost or T, and rock them over to the right hand side of your mat, gazing over the left shoulder. Getting that twist down the opposite side of the body, down the lateral side. Just breathe into the work. You're doing really well. Bring them back to centre. Just rock them from side to side again. And then we're going to take, as our final yin posture today, Happy Baby. Now you can choose whether you find stillness in this Happy Baby. So we're taking hold of the feet from the outside, from in between the knees. If you can't compress the hips to the level that I am, you can hold behind the thighs, behind the ankles, go to where you can. But we're trying to keep the lower back and the shoulders on the mat, and then draw the thighs in towards the chest. So that's a beautiful compression in the hips, stretching the back and the glutes. Not too much work in those arms, we're not forcing the hands down, and the feet flexed back as though they would stamp on the ceiling. You can either find stillness or, like I am, just find a little bit of movement. It's just nice when we've been doing a lot of still poses to work out that back. Happy baby is not the most elegant of poses, but it is a really nice way to finish a practice. It's just that final beautiful hip compression and stretch. And so any people that have issues with lower back or anything like that, it can really, really help stretch that out at the end of a practice, whether you do yoga or any other kind of exercise. Okay, now bring those knees to the chest, rock them from side to side again. And then take the legs long on the mat, open out the hands, close down the eyes into Shavasana. And you can either stay here in your Shavasana for a while and relax and really enjoy the sensations of the stretching and the body integrating. Or you can come up to sitting with me now at the front of your mat and cross those legs. Bring the hands together at your heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours, Sat Nam, Namaste, Waheguru. I hope you enjoyed that and enjoyed the flow from the breathing into the yin to carry forth that idea of deeply relaxing into the posture and letting your body settle into the move using breath. So important. Tomorrow we are going to really do a nice blend of Kundalini and more traditional yoga to work the core. It's going to be a shorter practice. It's going to be a bit of a toughie, but let's just go with it and enjoy, because the core is vital for everything. So I'll see you tomorrow. Please stay safe, have a wonderful day, and take care.